advance. Well done in the planning for next year's Australian Grand Prix. We'll be back in Melbourne next year, at a venue we loved recently, the Ultra Football, just in the sort of inner suburbs of Melbourne. For those from outside of Melbourne or outside of Australia, amazing football superstore, and we set up the tables inside, street soccer arena, isn't it, with the nets all the way around it. So it's a really groovy atmosphere, and the kit sales and that further around, the boot sales and all sorts of stuff. So fantastic venue. And then the cafe out the front as well. We held the welcome dinner at Panenka Cafe, which was brilliant as well. The food there, when we had our first ever event there, was brilliant. So we're back again, Feb 7, 8, 6, 7. I can't remember the dates. Benji?
Yeah, February 7th to 9th, 2025. It'll be good when you look at the calendar, because you'll see it's the Friday to Sunday. We put the Friday down because we open the venue for practice in the afternoon and do the draw in the evening. But we mirror a fairly standard approach, which is the individuals on the Saturday and the teams on the Sunday. But yeah, it's really exciting, this tournament, and I wanted to sort of chat about it, and we'll share this video beyond the Australian circles, because I think we're at a point now where we've got the World Cup this year, a pretty awesome event to kind of kickstart, I think, a real post-COVID era of the game, where people have found the game and found the magic in a way with so much more equipment even than was available sort of 10 years ago, and now can travel post-COVID. And I'm keen to share the experience with the world of the Australian Grand Prix. The Australian Grand Prix is the biggest Subbuteo table football event that exists outside of Europe. So if you're a Subbuteo player who has played in events in England, in Italy, in Belgium, you've got, I think, one experience of the game across a fairly regular European circuit. But I don't think it's wrong to say that as it currently stands, the kind of pinnacle of the game outside of Europe is this tournament, the Australian Grand Prix in Melbourne. With great respect to our American players who have had massive tournaments, I know in Maryland and Washington, and they've had their periods where they get bigger numbers. If you look at the numbers attending this tournament over the last 5-10 years, this has really become the biggest consistent and well-organized tournament. This is, I think, the 10th, even on off with COVID, since 2015. So it's 10 years since we did the first one, 2015. And this is a tournament which basically consistently hits numbers in the open category of over 32 players from all around Australia. They come from Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, Perth. They come from beyond. They're coming from New Zealand next year. They come from Singapore. And so what you are getting is the true magic of this game that you love to play outside your traditional settings across Europe, in the corner of the world, the beautiful corner of the world in Australia.
That's right.
And in terms of the standard of play, there is also the ability in the Australian players. I think the standard's really good, but I think it's also, if you'll come, you'll get a lot of games, get good competitive games, and there is big world ranking points on offer if you're a player who's looking to build your world ranking points, qualifying for placings at future World Cups. An Australian Grand Prix, I'm putting the challenge out to you to come out and take it off me, take it off the Aussie guys. Christian Haas came out and narrowly beat Carl Young's 3-2, the 2016 edition. But I'm putting the challenge out there to the European players. We're going to come out to the World Cup. We've traveled the world sharing this beautiful game. But I'm putting out the call to welcome basically the world to Australia and to Melbourne for this tournament. And what we're offering you in Melbourne is, firstly, an amazingly organised tournament. The venue is simply world class at Ultra Football. It's a soccer arena. You've got people who love the game, love soccer, and coming down to the venue all weekend. It's a great atmosphere. The equipment is first class, extreme pitches, extreme goals. The tables amazingly built by our local player, Kevin Grant. So you're coming and you're getting a very great quality surface. Our organisation team is fantastic as well. Every year the tournament runs bang on to time. It's very well organised. You'll get lots of matches. We do an individual event on the Saturday. We do a club teams event on the Sunday. And then we also do a national teams event. So we'd love it, for example, if you had 4 players or 3 or 4 players from your country, even though you might be in different fist of clubs, if you're coming out from the same country, you'll have the ability to play the Australian national team, and even more because we're going to have the New Zealand national team come next year as well, and the Singapore national team too. So at a minimum, if you're bringing out a national team, that's 3 full international matches, which, practically what that means is no matter what, you're getting a 2-day tournament, which is, I appreciate, can be a bit of the concern. You're traveling all this way to just play the individuals, and then what do you do? But that's what we can offer. And beyond, if you're keen on coming out, get in touch, because we have the option as well before the Grand Prix to even add on an international open, perhaps in Sydney the weekend before or the weekend after, to suit you from there. We've got some flexibility. So this is really the call out. We've got this amazing tournament which we've been running here, really well organized, really friendly as well, I think, Adrian, to sort of throw it to you and your experiences of how would you describe the experience being at the Grand Prix each year in Australia?
Yeah, I think the friendly nature is what people will probably like. When I was trying to reflect as you were talking, obviously haven't played in festive events in Europe. I've played in 1 or 2 WASPers, which is sort of more of the friendly atmosphere. But yeah, a lot of people sort of say that the atmosphere is a bit different in the Australian events than some of the European ones before and after the event in particular. A bit more of a social aspect to proceedings. The games themselves obviously are just as tense and stressful and whatnot, but there's a bit more on the social side. Yeah, we'll all have lunch together in the middle of the day, as well as those that are interested in the evenings before, during, after the tournament as well. And it's usually quite a big draw card for the local players, and even some of the travelling Singaporeans and whatnot, and the Kiwis too, I think, is that social connection with other lovers of this great game.
Definitely. And I think that's just what makes the tournament so special. And so I think that's really the call out that I'm keen to share for players all around Australia, Singapore, New Zealand. If you're listening to this video, get excited, because next year is going to be awesome with the return of the international matches as well. As for the Australia, Singapore, and New Zealand players, we'll also build up to the Asian Cup, which will be in Australia later next year. Details, it'll be in Sydney, but as I understand, Adrian, dates still to be confirmed for that one.
Yeah, dates and venue, I think they're still trying to lock in. The challenge here in Australia is often getting a venue. So yeah, that's the big thing, great thing about the GP really, is not only as we landed that venue to promote it early, but landed the best venue we've ever had. When we had the GP here, it was last year, wasn't it, that we did the ultra football. Everyone was raving about it, because so many people tapped me on the shoulder afterwards or during it, saying this place is amazing. It really was. I was so rapt how good it was and how much everyone else loved it as well.
Absolutely. And I think this is the perfect opportunity if you're a European-based player, running off the World Cup. The game's in a great state, and it's in a great state here. Whilst I think, Subbuteo Table Football, I'd love to see it roll on forever. I think my lesson in seeing the way the game has grown and had rise and falls in different parts of the world is, if you're a player, you're watching this video, you've got to strike while the iron's hot. I think you can forgo your Scottish GP or your Belgian GP for 1 year if it's on the same weekend, because while table football is hot and well organised, and we have a great venue in Melbourne, this is your chance to really experience the magic and the friendship of world table football, to come out to the biggest Subbuteo Table Football event currently existing outside of Europe, in a non-World Cup year, as it's all builds together. So if you're watching this video, please feel free to get in touch, either on Subbuteo Australia, our Facebook page, or you can contact me or Adrian on Facebook. We'd love to hear from you. If you're keen to come out to Australia, both to play in the Grand Prix or also to be doing some travel in Sydney, Brisbane, the other cities. We've got players all around the country who are keen to host you for matches and also show you their cities. We don't bite. We're very friendly people, just like you guys. We love soccer. We love studio. We love traveling, experiencing culture. So it's super exciting, and I'm really hopeful that we've built up a fantastic presence in the world table football scene. We've come to the World Cup. We've had players go play in tournaments in Europe, and I think for such an incredible product we have to offer, I think it's time, and we're keen and excited to host the world here in Melbourne.
I agree, Benji, and yeah, definitely, as you said there, around if people want to come and want to extend their stay a week or two, either side, then yeah, just reach out to us. We'd definitely be keen on holding other events, whether they're IOs or more social ones, just to fill in your calendar while you're here and to give you the tips of where to go. This is very geographically very big country, may not be the population of Europe, but it's a long way to get around Australia, so we can help you prioritise where the best sites are to see as well. Between us, we've pretty much seen all the iconic sites around Australia, and there's a lot of them. So we can help you shortlist to your travel plans, I suppose. Be your pseudo cheapo travel guides.
Absolutely. No, we're super excited for it, and we hope that you're seeing these actions, and you can see the photos of our past events, and it's just a really special weekend. All the benefits of competitive and well organized table soccer, with all the fun parts of meeting new people, of having a good social experience, battling on the pitch, and friends off it. It's just magic. It really is.
Cool. Well, thanks, Benji. Great talking to you, mate. Great to get your lowdown on the GDP plans, as well as your thoughts on the World Cup. Both two exciting events, exciting year really, or those two and the Asian Cup coming up as well in our region. It's a big time in table football, which is good, exciting.
Definitely. It's magic to be involved. Everyone in Australia, keep playing, keep coming to events. We're picking it back up again. And as long as you keep having fun, keep coming back. It's awesome.
No worries. Thanks, Benji. Thanks for your time.
Awesome. Thank you.